Opened in 2001, it lies on the same site and retains the name of the city's beloved former stadium. We're here at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Only one team will keep the winning ways going to start the season as we're off in week 2. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. First play is to the air. Finds the in route complete. And he's touched down after a nice pickup there to get the first.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That swatted away, incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag. He's got the body control and, more importantly, the timing to knock that ball away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Setting up a throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They'll run here with Tajay Spears. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Second down now, 7 to go. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains. And that is one disheartening look on that defense.
And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop stop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Dumped off to his running back. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. First, second, third down, sometimes even fourth. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
The kick by Shudak is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now the first run of the game for Javonte Williams. And this one does not go far. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Nix from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New set of downs for him from the 46. On 1st and 10, here's Nix. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. It was there. He just couldn't corral it. And it sets up 2nd down.
You know, I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
They'll throw again. Nix. Throws there for Sky Moore. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
I may love watching a great throw, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Give to Williams from the gun. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Moving the ball very well out of the gate here. It's set up now at the 26. Throwing on 1st down, Nix. Buys time, rolling right. Pass complete to Dulcich. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Second and 3 now. Shotgun snap to Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Throwing here, Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And that'll bring up 4th and 3. On comes Will Lutz in the Broncos field goal unit. Ball on the right hash for this 36-yard look.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Airing it out to start this drive. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Not for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Another try following the sack. Finds him over the middle. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
To the air now on 1st and 10. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's the end of the first in this AFC West showdown. It's a 3-3 game. We'll get you back to Mile High after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. Throwing it again here. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
To get home and hit and impact the quarterback at this level, well, typically you got to do what this defense is doing, and that's keeping an offense off balance. Change up your looks, rotate your personnel, throw in some wrinkles, and once again, go hit that quarterback.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Trying again, following the sack. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Quincy Williams has it. And the Broncos are going to have it after his second interception of the season. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
What you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Here's Nix to throw. That's into the hands of Franklin. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
Whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front and to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Nix now to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. A quick 3 plays, Brock, and we have arrived at 4th down just like that as he comes through with some contact to break up what looked like a catch.
Now, guess what, Kate? These guys aren't getting paid by the down defensively. They want to get themselves off the field in as few snaps as possible, and there was no way they were letting this drive extend beyond a 3 and out.
Here comes the Broncos punting unit. And this is the first time he's been called on today. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. So he sends this one out of bounds, and that's going to put the upcoming drive at the 35-yard line. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Complete here to Bowers. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Throwing now on 1st down. He's got it over the middle. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
And this is Spears. Jukes one defender. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Oh, that vision he has when he gets into space like a chess master, seeing multiple moves ahead of time. He knows who's going to attack and at what angles, and he maneuvers his way through before someone could finally get to him.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Now looking to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that time. My hunch is they'll look for that receiver again today.
2nd and 10 now. This ball's cut by Bowers. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
They'll come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now. And that's caught. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders take a second quarter lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Little able to connect on the point after. And the Raiders break that tie and now lead by 7. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They stay on the ground with Williams. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Brought down by Christian Wilkins. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. Now Nix. Complete beyond the marker. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line. 1st down. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Completed over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver 1st. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Nix with it on 1st. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away. That makes it 2nd down.
I think we're starting to get a feel, aren't we, of why they like him so much in coverage. He reacts well to throws, is super adept at breaking up passes through contact, or like that one before they could ever reach the target.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Nix from the gun. That's complete. It's Javonte Williams. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. And it's the Broncos looking at 1st and 10. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. To throw, here's Nix. And he'll score. Touchdown, Denver. The Broncos earn the chance to tie it before halftime. It's a Troy Franklin touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
That one splits the uprights. And the Broncos tie things 10-10. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. Has this at the 6. This return makes it up to the 25. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along your routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Broncos will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Williams. And he'll have it down to almost the 10-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Another run for Williams. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap to Nix. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Oh, that is such a bummer. A dropped touchdown right in the end zone. We're going to see how quickly he can flush this one. He better, because they got to make it impact later.
Will Lutz getting the call on 4th down to put 3 up here for the Broncos. This only a chip shot from the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And they've taken back the lead.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's Lutz, set to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. They've got blackjack on the clock. Not a ton of time to use before halftime. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now it's second down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you've got to count on those being efficient and effective.
Back now, pressure on its way. And down he goes. The Broncos got there. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock here with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Up the gut they go with Williams. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You spring a big gain like that, Kate, on the interior. 9 times out of 10, that O-line decisively won their matchup with the big fellas up front. They got those pads down. They created leverage, and they opened up that running lane.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Throwing on first down, Nix. Connects with his back, Jaleel McLaughlin. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Kirby Joseph up for the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
From just shy of midfield on second down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that makes it third down. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
On third down, here's Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And it's fourth down. Well, I know some old school coaches, maybe some former NFL quarterbacks who would have this guy running stairs after that drop, partner. Hit or no hit. That was a catch there that would have meant a first down.
Yeah, that's why that's old school, okay, Kate? The new school coaches and quarterbacks know how hard it is in this league with the contact. How valuable those contested catches are. Credit the defense for making the play on that one.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right. Big gain downfield. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackle made by Chris Abrams-Drain. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
They give it to him again. He's going to snag a couple of yards charging up the gut. Christian Harris on the stop. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Escapes the pocket. Now he takes it. And he goes out approaching that 10-yard line.
Well, the QB made something happen and got some yardage when the play didn't develop right. And even got himself out of bounds to avoid a hit. The only negative at all is he couldn't quite get the first down.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Pass play coming here. He's on the move. And after some relocating there, Brock, they track him down away from the pocket. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
You know, one thing I noticed, Kate, coaching youth football, everybody wants their kid to play quarterback. That is, until they get knocked to the mat. And that's now 5 sacks in this game, let alone the number of times the quarterback's been flushed as well. Not everybody is built to play quarterback.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Throwing from the gun here. Catch is made in close. And in for the touchdown. So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired. But that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Return starts at the 3. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Handoff for Williams, running left. And he stopped after a nice gain up past the 25. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They put a receiver in motion right. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Raiders will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
That is just a big-time individual effort, Kate, defensively. First, he takes the ball away, and then he's looking for points, right? He turns from defense to offense, and one more move, and he might have broken it to the house.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Pass play now. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Another throw here on 2nd down. He brings it in. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Spears. Is in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders parlay the interception into points. It's a Tajay Spears touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders drive their lead to 11. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Finds his man over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
3rd and just 2 to go. Nix. Throw complete to Williams. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he put just a little too much on this one as it hits in the end zone for a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now for Spears. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the 1st down.
Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
So we're through 3 here. This one not out of... After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They send a man in motion. From the 39. That one's complete to London. Give him a full 40 on the play. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers, or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So it'll be 2nd down.
That play is so impressive on so many levels. Not just because it saves a touchdown, Kate. He had to time that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or letting him establish possession for the score. That is so good.
They'll run it from the gun. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
3rd and long for him here. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
The kick by Shudak is good. And that extends their lead to 14.
Those 3 points could go a long way to securing this W. Makes it a lot more comfortable knowing the other side's got to score a couple touchdowns now. A touchdown and field goal's not going to get it done anymore.
Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Nix. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they face 2nd down. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Nix from the gun. Pass complete to Dulcich. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing here, Nix. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that brings up 4th and short. Nice work by the defense on that drive, Brock, as it looks like they're going to get off the field here with a 3 and out.
You kept them from generating any sort of momentum to give this drive legs. We know offenses, they've got to see the chains move to get it going, but that forcible hit knocked the ball loose.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Spears running behind center. And they crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yeah, Brock, I think he safely got that 1st down before the hit.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
They pitch it to him. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. He's going to throw this one. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Third down from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
1st and 10 now from the 30. Spears trying this straight ahead. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Here's the handoff. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign where they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Throwing now off play action. Looking for a top. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. For the third time today, we see them setting up for a field goal. Ball spotted on the left hash, 49 yards out. The kick by Shudak is good. And that makes this a 3-score game.
I think you could call this one now, Kate. This field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
Returning it from the 4. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 30.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep it.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Nix with it on first. Forced out to his right. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Shotgun snap to Nix. Short pass brought in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
So rather than let the 2-minute warning hit, the defense burns the first of its timeouts. All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. Finds him over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. They'll throw again. Nix. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
Throwing on 1st down, Nix. They left him wide open. It's complete. Touchdown, Denver. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Extra point try now from Lutz. The point after splits the uprights. And the Broncos cut the lead down to 10. So even after the score, they're still down 2 possessions. Time not exactly on their side as they try this onside kick. And the Raiders are able to secure the kick. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers tell you, Kate, time and again, it is so hard to recover these onside kicks. And when you got an opponent prepared for it, well, that makes it even more difficult.
Here's Spears on the carry. And a little space is all he needed to reach that 35-yard line. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So it's a road win for the Raiders in this one. And they can be proud of their exploits on the road and overall so far this season as they improve to 2-0.